वो छाँव आ गई ना सारी इसमें. Today everybody is talking about taking action when they're talking about global climate changes and global warming. But action in which direction? Yes, action has to be taken. Action has to be taken and action has to be taken right now. But the question is, which direction has the action to be taken? On one hand, we have pollution and polluting technologies. On the other hand, we have global warming and natural climate cycles. These two are different identities. If we take action for pollution, controlling pollution, we need better technologies. Pollution can be controlled. Our attitude can be changed. Our habits can be changed. Pollution can be changed. Pollution can be controlled. Better technologies can be invented. On the other hand, we have this global warming, a natural climatic cycle. Global warming is not in our hand. We cannot control it. We cannot have any impact on it. Floods are bound to happen. Glaciers are bound to melt. Sea levels are bound to rise. Cyclones will be the order of the day. Why are we worrying about all these things? We are worrying because knowing all these things, still we don't want to take action to protect our brothers and sisters from all these natural disasters which are there waiting to cause harm, disorder. But we don't want to take any action to protect our brothers who are suffering, who will be suffering from these floods, who will be suffering from the glacial melt, who will be suffering from sea level rise. We have been over so many years, we have been just creating one confusion after another. Sometimes we are talking about ozone depletion, the other time we are talking about greenhouse gases, and now someone is talking about carbon dioxide gases. What? Do you think running after carbon dioxide, greenhouse gases, or ozone depletion will save our brothers from these natural disasters? No. Even if you consider what all factors, what are polluting factors, what are emission factors, and even if you reduce them, you cannot reduce global temperatures. We should understand this simple phenomena. We should understand this simple observation. We should understand this simple cycle. We are in a global warming cycle. We cannot just close our eyes, move in this direction, and say that we will be fighting the global warming processes. To fight global warming processes, we have to take decisions in the right direction. And right directions here means building sustainable habitats. Building sustainable habitats in geologically sound locations. Now you see, I'll tell you another example of what global warming actually means. And this is here, right in front of us. This is the green patch which we are seeing is Nimmu village. Nimmu village is geologically now, I'll just try to explain in a few, located on the so-called Sangpo Indus suture zone. Now this suture zone is the place where India and China is believed to collide some 60 million years ago, when the sea which was separating India and China was Tethys Sea, and India China collided along this suture zone. That is what is generally believed. Now what happens here? This was the geodynamic evolution of this place. But what happened? Indus glacier was flowing right across these two hills which we are seeing on the on left and right hand side. The left hand side is the Tethyan Himalayan sequence, and on the right hand side we are seeing the batholithic granites of Ladakh batholith. And Indus glacier was just moving in this direction. Now global warming phenomena started. The Indus glacier, which was extended from Arabian Sea to Mansarovar in Tibet, started retreating. And here also, when the glaciers retreated to this extent and moved further towards Mansarovar, Indus glacier created a lot of space. This space was occupied by the tertiary glaciers, here in particular of Umla, Taru and Phyang. All these tertiary glaciers brought in huge influx of sediments. This sediments which we are seeing in the form of huge mass, mammoth, just trying to engulf the entire Nimmu village, which might have extended further. This is a sort of an animal, huge animal, trying to engulf the entire Indus Nimmu village. So we see, but then the hydrostatic equilibrium plays its role. All the mass balance which was brought in by tertiary glaciers of Umla, Taru and Phyang, they all accumulated, but they stopped there. We can see how they have stopped, just as if they need some more energy so that they can move and crawl and engulf the entire Nimmu village in due course of time. This is really the impact of global warming. Now, if we want to save our brothers and sisters of Nimmu village, I'm taking a particular example. This is the high altitude cold mountain deserts, Ladakh, and the impact of global warming is most visible here in this part of the Himalayas. And also contemporary formations and locations can also be identified, but I'm talking about this very particular small phenomena which is right in front of us. Now this glacier, when again the sediments keep on engulfing, when again the hydrostatic volume of water increases, this mass of glacier, of paleoglaciated deposits accumulated will again crawl, will again creep, will again move further ahead and engulf the entire Nimmu village in due course of time. Now this is what global warming is. This requires an action. This requires study. This requires human intervention, and this requires decisions to be taken in the right direction so that my brothers and sisters who are living in Nimmu village and other contemporary village world over can be saved from the disasters which are waiting right above their heads. If we cannot take action right now in the right direction, we will be fighting a lost battle, and our brothers, our future generations, everyone will be suffering, and they will be saying, when they knew that this glacier, this paleoglacier deposit is about to move, about to crawl in due course of time, why were we building our habitations there in the snout of it, which they engulf in due course of time? This is the step which has to be taken, to be in the right direction so that we can build sustainable habitats and fight global warming and live happily with global warming, because when we live happily with someone, we also fight with someone. So that is the basis of it, and I will come back with more.